The Sustainable Aviation Fuel, SAF, allows CO2 emission reductions by 80% and is a reality. It can be used today with the current aircraft with no need of any modification. How are the SAF obtained? So from various types of residues, such as plastics or used cooking oil, or even olive pits, which was the example of the more than 70 flights that we did last month of November from Sevilla. Finally, the most advanced sustainable aviation fuels can be produced from directly capturing CO2 from the air, and these kind of fuels can avoid CO2 emissions by more than 80%. Vueling is working on three main pillars to achieve net zero emissions by 2050. The first one is the sustainable aviation fuels. We have been the first airline to supply daily sustainable aviation fuel in Barcelona. The second pillar is the fleet and the reduction of weight of the fleet. So basically with the new Airbus 320neo, as well as weight reduction initiatives such as the digitalization of the onboard documentation, we can have savings of CO2 emissions of 20%. And finally, the operational efficiency. The main initiative within here is the airspace efficiency. Vueling has been pioneer in establishing a new working group together with ENAIRE, the Spanish airspace provider, to achieve the optimal trajectories which can reduce CO2 emissions by 10%. With the combination of the three initiatives, we were able in June last year to perform a flight with a 72% emissions reduction. This is a huge milestone for Vueling that gives us a lot of hope in the future. So aviation currently has a very negative perception in terms of CO2 emissions. People believe that after the transportation by road, aviation is the most polluting industry. However, the reality is that it's 2% of global CO2 emissions and only 1/10 of the total transport emissions. An event such as eMobility allows us to explain all the initiatives that we are deploying to achieve net zero emissions by 2050. But we cannot succeed alone. We need the support from all the actors in the value chain: aircraft manufacturers, fuel producers, airlines, but also regulators. Spain has a huge opportunity to build new sustainable aviation fuel plants. And thanks to its potential in the green hydrogen that can be used for the production of these new generation fuels, we can achieve that Spain becomes an exporter at European level of this kind of fuels that avoid CO2 emissions by more than 80% when it's the most advanced ones.